one proposal that Concord has put out, and also the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, we're really leaning on, is to try to get the deficit to 3% of gross domestic product, which would essentially cut it in half. Can we just take a first step and try to cut it in half? What are your thoughts about that proposal and that being a first step to try to get things back under control?
I think it makes a lot of sense to try to set a realistic goal that that can be achieved and supported by both parties. Uh, and on this proposal to move towards a 3% goal, I think the administration has talked about it. I know that Republicans and Democrats on the Hill have talked about it and supported it. But now it needs to get done. It needs to get done. There has to be political pressure on them to understand that if they don't act, that the country could face a major crisis. And that's why one of the other things we're supporting, and I think you're doing the same, is the need to address the Social Security
Yes.
issue. Because we know that the Social Security Trust Fund is going broke, and that can happen, within the next 6 to 7 years. And if that happens, Social Security benefits are going to be drastically cut or reduced. And the same thing is true for the Medicare Trust Fund. And that, I think, provides, a political crisis that members, if they're honest with their constituents, say, we've got to deal with this. And maybe if we can get them to address that issue, the issue of saving Social Security, saving Medicare, and bring together a bipartisan coalition to address some of the tough steps that have to be taken, that might be a good stepping stone towards trying to then get a 3% goal put in place, and then each year developing a budget that gets us to that goal. It'll take a while. I think it's 5-10 years to really be able to get it done. But I think right now, what we need is, in the very least, the leadership to set goals for where we have to go.